Kyle, what was the best part about coaching in Washington?
Being able to work with my dad and be around some other good coaches.
What was the worst part?
Everything else. I liked a lot of the players. Some good people.
He had a little cleanup there at the end. Didn't want to take a shot at the players, but man, that was great. That's great. I like that. I like that.
Too.
And because number one, we rarely get that kind of candor because every coach is so afraid of saying something that's going to come back to haunt them. But really, what kind of bulletin board material is that going to give to Washington? We're dysfunctional and we know it. I mean, he's accurate, and
Yes.
and who's going to be mad about it? Nobody in the locker room is going to be mad about it. They're just going to be shaking their head saying, "Yeah, he's pretty much spot on with that observation."
Yeah, I get it. Everything does stink except for us players in the locker room and some of the coaches. I mean, hey, Kyle has every right to be bitter. The Shanahan family has every right to be bitter. I'm not going to get at all the details of the things I know from hearing from Kyle and knowing a lot of other people down there at the time that were on the staff. There was dysfunction. There was sabotage, okay? More than once there was sabotage. And I think when you have that, that's always going to piss off a two-time Super Bowl winning head coach like Mike Shanahan, and then his son who was doing great things on the offensive side of the ball. And Kyle, yeah, of course, this is his dad. It's almost worse when you see your dad get mistreated than when you get mistreated. I mean, I know that's always the way I felt like with my own father's career. You could talk crap about me. Yeah, Chris Simms, you suck at football, blah, 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 blah. Great. That's great. But we get into my dad, I'm going to get a little more defensive and throw some crap right back at you.
Well, we played that soundbite because that's the first topic for this week's edition of What's More Likely. What's more likely, Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers drop 40 points on his old team in Washington, or the 49ers believe their own hype and get upset?
Oh, well, this is an easy one. I mean, if you're going to make me choose between those, I'm going plus 40 points. They might try to score 70 on the Redskins. I don't think the 49ers, the way Kyle is, the way Robert Saleh is, they're not satisfied. I don't think they're that type of team. I think they're going to be riding high on this, like, man, we're actually good for the first time in a long, long time here in San Francisco. Let's keep this going and dominate. I think there is a good chance they can put up 40 on this Redskins football team.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be ugly, and we do our best bets every week. I already have a feeling you and I are both going to be picking San Francisco
What's the line?
to cover the spread.
Do you even know the line for that one yet?
Not nearly enough. I think it's not nearly enough. So we'll be doing that in the joint PFT PM Chris Simms Unbuttoned podcast later today. Okay, next topic. What's more likely? The Chiefs win without a Patrick Mahomes touchdown, or Mahomes throws 4 touchdowns in a losing effort?
Oh, man, this is a good one. I think I'm going to go with the first one, though. The Chiefs win without a Mahomes TD. I don't see the game being the type of game to where the Broncos got 35 or 40 points like that, and Mahomes, puts up 30 or 35 points and they lose as well, and he's got 4 touchdowns. I think this is more of a game that, like we saw last year on Monday night, where it could be 20-17, it could be 23-20, that type of football game, and Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw a touchdown pass.
I'm with you on that. If he throws 4 touchdown passes, they're winning the game because the Broncos aren't going to be able to match that scoring output.
Right.
And for the Broncos to win, and here's the thing, Chris, here's where I'm torn.
Yep.
Will Vic Fangio, in his first year as a coach at age 60, will he embrace the things that other teams have done, or will he say, I'm going to do it my way? And can he, if he's going to pivot to adapt the Matt Patricia plan, what the Texans did, what the Colts did, what Bill Belichick did, man-to-man coverage and all, if he's going to change things up and change his philosophy and do anything different than what he's already doing, can he do it in 3 days?
I do. Well, I don't think the good thing with him, Mike, is he doesn't have to reinvent the wheel on defense. He is good at all of these things to begin with. He's always got some good creative zones in the package. And then, yes, they're usually well taught when they play man-to-man as well. So I think they'll be maybe not like Detroit and Indy where they're just going to say, we're going to play man-to-man every play. I'm sure you'll see a good amount of that. But I do think there'll be some, deep zone packages as well where they just keep everything underneath and call Kansas City's bluff that way. And I think they have the personnel in Denver, too, to make it that kind of game and make this maybe ugly and really make Kansas City work for a win.
Can they control the clock offensively and keep Patrick Mahomes drinking Gatorade on the sideline?
That's the big question, right? That's what I'm not sure about. And we know this Kansas City defense is not good. Will Kansas City change its approach this week? Will they? Will they listen to, the things I've been trying to say? And not that they're listening to me, but I do think they got to readjust their approach. They can't do this die slowly defense. I think they got to, crap or get off the pot here at some point, for lack of a better phrase. Blitz, cause havoc. You either get a turnover or they score a touchdown, and let's get Mahomes back on the field. But I don't know if I'm confident that Denver can bleed the clock out like some of these other teams.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bend but don't break doesn't work when you've got a quarterback that you want back on the field, either because the other team scored a touchdown or the other team turned the ball over. Let's just get the offense back on the field. All right. Next topic, what's more likely? Earl Thomas and the Ravens keep Seattle under 20 points, or Russell Wilson leads a fourth-quarter comeback to win the game?
This is a tight one here. I mean, I would not be shocked if this was a 17-14 kind of game. I mean, I don't think it's totally crazy here, but I think I'm going to go with the second option on this one. Wilson leads a fourth-quarter comeback to win the game. The Ravens' defense is good. But the Seahawks offense continues to improve. They can run the football. I think they have as talented as a receiving core as they've had in the Russell Wilson era, as far as just four dangerous guys on the outside, and Metcalf, Lockett, Jaron Brown, and more. They can all beat man-to-man coverage. And what concerns me with the Ravens is they can't rush the passer, and they don't have great athletes up front. They got a lot of size, and I think Russell Wilson's going to be able to run around and make plays, and I think they'll score more than 20 points, and there's a good chance he does lead them back in the fourth quarter to win a game.
Yeah, and really that idea of Earl Thomas, who knows Russell Wilson, was with him practice after practice, year after year.
Yeah.
The things that Russell Wilson can do when the pocket collapses and he squirts out. If anybody has a read on how to deal with that and how to be in the right spot, where maybe there's going to be a ball that's thrown that you can get in position to grab, or when he's going to throw it, where he's going to throw it when he's out of the pocket. That Earl Thomas has inside information like no one else in the NFL is going to have. All right, last topic for what's more likely. What is more likely? The Oakland Raiders physically overpower the Green Bay Packers, or the Raiders offense plays like it did the first 2 weeks of the season or the first 3 weeks of the season when they did not perform well?
Yes, this is another good one. I like these today. These are tough. The one I think I would go with the first one over the second one. I think the Raiders' offense has found its mojo and found the formula that they like, that fits their team and their personnel and how John Gruden wants to coach. He's doing an unbelievable job really playing to his personnel, about as good as I've ever seen him do it. And they are going to run the football, be tough, high percentage short passes with the drop back pass game, and he's going to take some play action shots that, he's going to be the mad scientist and come up with a few crazy plays to try to screw over the secondary in Green Bay. So, I would not be shocked if this game ended up going back and forth a little bit between the offenses. Maybe not necessarily all big plays on the Raiders, but them driving the ball down the field, Aaron Rodgers answering back. I could see this game being like a 31-28 type of game where the Packers win it.
And if you're watching on TV, there was this shot of John Gruden with the sneer. He had 2 weeks to get ready for this when he's going back to Green Bay, where he was for 3 years before he became the Eagles offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And he's going against he's going against the old Gruden.
I've seen that face
He's going
before.
against the guy. You've seen it every day.
Yeah.
He's going against the guy that Gruden was 20 years ago, the young up-and-coming head coach. I'm going to show this punk who's who. And I bet he slept even less the last 2 weeks. Invigorated by the win in London over the Bears, determined now to get to 4-2, feels an opportunity to turn this team into something, and has an opportunity to put everyone on notice that the win at Indy wasn't a fluke.
Right.
The win over the Bears in London wasn't a fluke. You go into Lambeau and beat the Packers, everyone is on notice that the Raiders are back. And I kind of like that. This is one of my favorite games of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm with you. And the Packers have shown, that the run defense is still a question mark. And they got some big, nasty guys up front, the Oakland Raiders. They're tough as hell. And Gruden, to your point, he is that type of coach. He looks over at the other sideline too, and he makes it personal to motivate himself and, come up with more crazy plays and coach harder. I'm not going to get into names, but, there was things he would say through my 6 years together with him where, we were playing a team, and he not only were we worried about the matchup, but I was trying to motivate myself about the guys that were across the line of scrimmage. He was motivating himself with the coach on the other sideline as well.
And think about this for the Packers. Devontae Adams, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Geronimo Allison, Jimmy Graham.
Right.
None of them practiced yesterday, all due to injury. It wasn't a veteran day off for Graham. He's got an ankle injury that we didn't know about previously. And Aaron Rodgers limited again with a knee. This could get very interesting on Sunday for the Raiders and the Green Bay Packers. All right, quick break. When we return, the commissioner finally acknowledges something that has been floating around for weeks now, the possibility of a 17-game regular season. We'll talk about that and more when PFT Live continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.